Well.
Hey. Hey, thanks for
Hey, thanks for being here.
thanks for tuning in to if you're listening now, we probably got really big and you're backlog watching. But thank you for tuning in to Laser Lion Podcast. I'm Philip Shuck,
I'm Trevor Cruz.
I'm Travis Ingram.
Yeah, you are.
and we are Laser Lion. Let's get right into it. What everybody have for lunch today?
Travis. Well, Travis wasn't with us today. Phil and I lunched without him.
Should I go first?
Yeah, sure.
I went to lunch with my dad, and we went to Graffiti Junction. All right, I got a California chicken salad. No,
A
Yeah.
wrap or a salad?
like a salad. The avocado was good. It came with sprouts.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I would-
Sprout-
So it was good?
Yeah, I like
What'd your dad get?
the hamburger.
I was just talking to Kelly about how a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but sometimes you'll go to a restaurant and you'll order, or the description will say avocado. You know, like something, bacon, avocado. And you're like, that sounds good. And you get it, and it's like it's actually more like guacamole. It's like a pre-mixed thing they squirt on the sandwich. You're like, that's not the same as avocado. Like, you cannot sell
That's guacamole.
gross guacamole as avocado.
Yeah.
And that it makes you mad.
That's
But I'm
gross.
glad that was good.
Yeah, it was like sliced avocado, so
Nice.
not that pasty crap.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Trevor, what was our story?
Oh, well, we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go for lunch, and Phil over here is getting in shape for his wedding, so he's trying to be healthy, and so we were trying to think of some healthy options. So we went to Hubbly Bubbly today, so it was good. I had the falafel pocket sandwich or whatever, and what'd you get?
I got a pocket sandwich with chicken in it.
Okay, what kind of food is that? Is that Greek, Mediterranean?
I think it's Mediterranean.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know, it's I don't know. I think it's a chain. I'm not really sure. The
We were
jury's
wondering
still
about
out
that.
on
Did it start in Orlando? I think it did.
I assume there's only two, right?
I think there's only two.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So, but yeah, it's really good. It's got hummus and falafel, chickpeas, a lot of chickpea action going on.
A lot
Yeah.
of chickpea action.
Yeah.
We were saying, we were like, God, I hope this is healthy because it tastes like it is and it tastes good.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, there's bread, there's all these sauces. I got chicken. Trevor was all veggie, but his was deep fried because he had falafel.
Those little falafel.
So we never know.
pucks.
That stuff can sneak up on you.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing we were talking about. We could talk about that too. Is like the calorie count on things is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Jersey
Mike's
Jersey
thing.
Mike's. Kelly looked up the other day.
Sorry, Jersey Mike's.
All right,
And Jersey
guess-
Mike's fans, we love you out there.
Yeah, love Jersey Mike's. We eat the sandwich called the number 9, called the Club Supreme,
Yeah, with the bacon.
with
Oh,
the
yeah.
bacon and mayo.
Yeah.
So you can already tell bacon and mayo is kind of
Right there.
slightly bad.
Yeah.
All right, what would you guess the calorie count would be on the sandwich like that?
For the regular size,
Regular size,
like the way it comes, Mike's Way, all that,
Mike's Way, bacon and mayonnaise.
1,100.
Wow.
Oh, see, you overguessed.
Yeah.
Kelly does it all the time, and deflates the story. But it was 930, like 930.
That's like
calories.
a Big Mac. It's
Yeah.
a sandwich. You think you're eating healthy. Damn.
And you don't feel shitty afterward.
Yeah, it's 920 to 960 calories.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That's a lot
Yeah.
because it takes a while to work that off in the gym.
Yeah. I mean, if I eat that sandwich, I kind of am stuffed until like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
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 But you think like a cheeseburger would be worse, but I don't think it necessarily. Like she looked up Steak and Shake cheeseburger and it was like a lot less. You got that on? It
'Cause
was like
the mayo.
500. It was like 500 something calories or something like that.
I think mayonnaise adds a lot of calories.
It must.
And bacon. I don't think bacon's
And bread.
good.
I don't know.
Let's see here. Oh man, it's just going right into the shakes. Let's see. Steak and shake.
But it's hard to eat healthy.
Yeah, it's hard to get healthy.
And it shouldn't be that way. I think it's like cheaper to eat healthy in theory, but yet,
Is it?
well, it's like you got to raise a cow, you got to feed the cow, or you just kind of grow grass. It's like why? But why is it cheaper to eat meat as
Right.
opposed to vegetables?
It must be because of all the infrastructure. Like it should be cheaper to eat vegetables, but it's not.
Yeah.
If we're doing like a single steak burger is actually it's only 280 calories, which is pretty good.
That's kind of crazy.
But then
That's bizarre.
But And then when you throw some cheese on there, it's $3.30.
Hello?
So
With
But-
the bread
Yes.
and like everything.
I think so. Yeah.
Geez, so you could eat 4 of those just about,
Mm-hmm.
and equal one of your sandwiches from Jersey Mike's.
I know, it's crazy. Like
Yikes!
I was we were talking about it because like for like the smartwatches, you know, the like fitness trackers, you enter in like your age, your height, your weight, and it kind of guesstimates like how many calories you should burn
Mm-hmm.
like a day. And mine's like something like I guess to maybe maintain or like to be healthy or whatever, but mine's like 690 calories a day.
Burn it through exercise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exercise, walking, whatever, just like whatever your daily is. Like it even factors in when I'm moving around. Like today I exercised earlier today, but I didn't wear it, but so I've probably reached it, but right now it's only telling me just from walking around I've burned like 234 calories.
Wow.
But it's crazy to think that you go and have a Jersey Mike's sandwich and completely undo all that.
Not to mention you get a soda. You
Yeah.
know, that's
Mhm.
I think a can of Coke is like 200 calories.
We were looking at that when we went to the movies. When my wife and I went to the movies recently, we were standing in line and they have the calorie counts for the different sizes. And like, I think it's like you can go anywhere from like 600 to like 700 and something calories, depending on the size you get.
It's a meal.
It's crazy. Yeah. And it's like, it's just crazy. It's like, I don't know. Just,
I have a feeling that there's going
We
to
eat
be a
too
big
much.
epidemic soon because people aren't educated about food, and I feel
Mm.
like diabetes is going to be on the rise.
oh yeah,
Like,
it already is a big
And no
problem.
one thinks about it. Like everyone can get it, and we
Mhm.
eat way too much sugar. It's in everything. And how many people right now are probably like pre-diabetic
mm-hmm.
and don't even know it? Maybe
Yeah.
me. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know. I
Makes
hope
you
not.
wonder. Maybe it was
Yeah.
the government's intention.
Yeah.
Make everybody diabetic. Then you got to, the big
Big
pharmaceuticals.
big pharmaceutical
big-
guy.
Yeah, Shout out to my dad. He's not diabetic. He's just investing in a pharmaceutical company that treats diabetes.
Hmm.
So, anyway,
That's nice.
yeah, fun sidebar there.
Was that Satori's?
No, that was
Oh.
Afrezza, I think is the company. They do like they're working on getting approved like insulin via inhaler. That way you never have to like inject it into
Oh.
yourself anymore. And it's supposed to be like, a big breakthrough. It's going to make things a lot easier. It gets absorbed faster because it goes through the lungs and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is it coming along?
Yeah. Apparently the FDA process is a real bitch.
No, here. But probably
yeah.
for good measure.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's a bitch.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yikes.
Yeah. So what else can we talk about?
I mean, y'all went and saw a movie. Maybe we should wait until Phil gets
Yeah,
back.
we'll
though.
wait till Phil gets back.
What else? What else is there?
If you're watching the podcast, you might be able to guess which movie it was.
Maybe your sense will tell you.
Yeah. What else did you do today,
Excellent.
Travis?
I woke up, sat in bed for a bit. I don't know, not a whole lot really.
Mm-hmm.
Went to bed late.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I ended up, Mike wanted to come out, so I went out with him.
Oh yeah.
Hung out.
What'd y'all do?
We rode our bikes out. He wanted to ride his bike, and then we
Mhm.
went from here. We rode here, and then we just sort of did the bar crawl from Finn Henry's lodge. Lizzie's left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did a little downtown Orlando bar tour.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. How's the new computer?
Good. Runs nice.
That's something we can talk about. Travis built a new computer. What kind of parts you got in that beast?
Good parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Running smooth.
Running real smooth. Runs great.
Nice.
But something that sucks is, I mentioned this about how you can't export ProRes on
Oh,
Windows. And I don't, if anyone out there cares, that's very annoying, and I think that should be fixed.
Yeah, if you know anything about us, which you probably don't, we are a production company and we do a lot of video production and stuff like that. And our primary tools for editing are typically Mac products. So, and we use the Adobe Creative Suite. And we usually like to export in ProRes. It's our favorite codec.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying it doesn't do it on PC.
Yeah, it doesn't work on Windows.
Mm.
Doesn't even, nope. But something that is interesting is the processor I bought, they just had a promotion,
Mm-hmm.
and it says if you buy these processors, we'll give you 2 free months of Adobe Creative Cloud
Oh, really?
to like show off the power of the processor, which
Yeah.
I thought was interesting. So I
Yeah.
have 2 months of it at some point to activate for free.
Oh, cool. Maybe if we if we ever need it down the road.
Yeah.
If, we're in the red and we're having to,
You know,
you know,
Pinch pennies.
liquidate.
hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yep. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So what's
That's a
today?
thing.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
So it's traffic like.
Oh yeah, we can do a quick traffic update. Our office faces I-4, which if you live in Orlando, I-4 is awful. It sucks, especially with all the construction. So yeah, what's going on out there, Travis? Here, I'll make the helicopter sound.
Okay.
How does the helicopter go?
Well, traffic is moving pretty good right now.
This
It's moving about 10 miles an hour down on I-4 around downtown. A bit of a slowdown starting near the 408 on-ramp and off-ramp. And other than that, your typical congestion. Probably looking at about a 20-minute delay getting home on your commute. Back to you.
Thanks, Travis. And that was our traffic update by Travis Ingram in Chopper 7. All right.
Chopper 7.
Chopper 7, the Laser Lion Chopper.
We could pan the camera over and show you the traffic, but
Oh yeah, but that's gonna take a lot of work.
yeah,
It's too much. We tried to do a multi-camera shoot today, and that was just
botch job.
Yeah, botch job. Way too much work for us to do this at this stage of the podcast. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
This is the infancy of what will be greatness.
yeah, you're witnessing it right now. So we might have to just chop this chunk out.
Yeah.
I don't know what Phil's doing. He's on the phone.
Yeah, I'm guessing wedding stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Phil's getting married. When's he getting married? In November?
November, yeah, I don't really know. He was supposed to send out the invites over a month ago.
You didn't get yours?
No,
You didn't get your save the date?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't really check the mail much, but
This
you
is
got yours?
awkward.
Maybe I'm not invited.
This is really. I'm uncomfortable now.
Oh. Well, make me your +1.
All right. Sorry, Ashley. Yeah, he sent out the save the date a while
Oh.
ago. Must have got lost in the mail.
Yeah, if anyone wants to be my +1, let me know.
Yeah. Phil, did you send
be your
Travis
+1.
a save the date to your wedding?
What are y'all talking about? Sorry, I had to pop out for a personal matter.
This is about to get awkward. And this is Guerrilla Ambush
No, I did
news
not.
reporting here. Did you or did you not send him a save
I
the
did
date?
not.
Why not?
Okay, here's the short answer is, we sent them out in groups. So like the first one was like close family that we already knew off the top of our head. We sent out one batch. Then we asked my mom like, "Or what's all my cousins and stuff?" And we sent that batch out. Travis sent me he texted me his address, but last night actually I was putting together like a friend's face because I don't know the best way to do it. I put together a friend's event.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna invite everybody and be like, just send me your address
Oh.
or something. So he's just gonna be in the third wave of
Gotcha.
invites, and
Okay,
it's taken
well.
us a lot longer than it should have. But
You heard it here first, folks. It's coming, Travis.
it's coming.
All right.
Glad we got that out of the way
Yeah.
because I was feeling uncomfortable for a minute.
What
Travis said he didn't get one, and I was like, "Oh man."
would y'all get onto that topic?
We were just
How?
talking about
Wondering what you were doing on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe wedding stuff, maybe something else.
Oh, right.
what were you doing on the phone.
Eh,
Can you not talk about it?
not podcast worthy, really.
Okay. We did a traffic update. Travis. did
Oh,
that
yeah?
While you were gone, yeah.
Oh,
It
nice.
was pretty good. But yeah, we were just waiting for you. I think we could probably jump into the movie
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if you
We
want.
can swing right into it if we want.
Swing right in, sling something at it.
So, Trevor and I had a wild card today, and
Yep.
we skipped
Little,
out on a couple hours of work and went to see Spider-Man: Homecoming.
little bit of a movie date.
Should we
Oh,
say what wild cards are? Because I think it's kind of
Oh,
hilarious.
yes.
that
Oh yeah,
We
Yeah.
did it a long time ago and have only done
Yeah.
two.
now?
Yeah, a long time ago we
We invented the wild card.
yeah, we invented the wild card where basically anyone we were going to do it like monthly. Each person gets one monthly.
Mm-hmm.
And so each month it would be a different person, but basically gives you the power to like once a month make everybody drop what they're doing. You just basically say wild card and then you blurt out what the wild card is. So
what you want to do.
what
and
you wanna do.
everybody's got to get up and do it.
Yeah. So Phil kind of phoned in a wild card today, which was going to see this movie.
Yeah, because I thought it would be a good, fun, lead into the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Someone on my Facebook saw it twice in the same night last night.
Oh, wow.
Why?
So it must have been good.
Wow.
Probably
Like
boredom.
they saw it, loved it so much, and then went and saw it again.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know that I could do that, even if I really liked it.
It's like 4 hours of your day. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah.
Just
That's a lot.
go walk around.
I think it's almost like a badge of honor. Like, I saw it twice.
Yeah.
I am a true fanboy. But that being said, it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I
What
don't
would you,
have.
What would you rate it?
I would probably rate it at least like an 80, 85%, maybe even 90. Like I'd say it was like pretty strong. Like I would give it 2 thumbs up.
It was Marvel, right?
Yeah, Marvel. I would say
Not way up, but I would give them 2 thumbs up.
I think it may be the best Marvel movie that
Yeah.
they've ever done. It's definitely the best since like Iron Man.
I was about to say Iron Man. I think might be the best.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think this is
I
at least
gotta
second
rewatch
best.
Iron Man. The
Because I never got into the Marvel movies.
I kind of thought Deadpool was cool, but not like.
yeah,
It
I
doesn't
liked.
almost feel like a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
but
that just
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a different.
Mhm.
that was pretty good. That's probably third best.
Yeah, and like probably like the rest of you, like I don't have high hopes for Marvel or most comic book movies in general. So like a lot of times I just won't go see them, and people will be like, oh, have you seen? I don't know.
They're so
have you seen
formulaic
so
now.
amazing? And I'm like,
You've seen one, you've seen them all. In a way.
yeah, I've been burned too many times. It's like I'm not going to spend my money on this and go see this piece of crap. But occasionally there are the ones that do well. Like I had no aspirations going into this one, and I was very pleasantly surprised.
So
Yeah.
what were some things you liked about it? Like we both discussed that like it was fun and felt right that he like really felt like a 15-year-old
Yeah,
kid.
that was a big
He really
thing.
struggled with like stuff at school.
Yeah.
And they paid like just as much attention to that type of stuff as they did with like the bad guy or anything like that, which felt very appropriate for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And a welcome change to just the pacing of those movies. They're like mind-numbing with all
Yeah.
this CGI action. You can't follow what's going on in the scene, and you just get disengaged with the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. And I think I was telling Travis this, like, without giving anything away, I was like saying that they had a lot of, basic filmmaking fundamentals and themes in there that are usually lacking in other Marvel movies. And like you said, like there's great like tension building scenes, and then there's like, spoiler alert, there's like a big twist where you like don't even see it coming a mile away. You're we were both legitimately surprised in the theater.
We both
were
went,
like, whoa.
"Oh,
Yeah.
I did not see that coming."
And it's nice
And it's
when
so good.
It's so good when a movie does that, because you immediately feel the same way the character does as they're realizing it. And that's like, I don't know, that's worth its weight in gold, and that's like an amazing achievement to do that. And so, but
yeah, and like you said, there was like, it's hard to put into words like why people are like, oh yeah, those Marvel movies are great, and you're like, it's like they're their own genre, and like you said, like they don't just like follow things that have been established with filmmaking and storytelling, like how you get someone behind a character, how you develop, how you pace a film, where to put the action, where to put a slower scene, and this one was like, it's been so long, like, oh, somebody who just knows how to make a movie is making a big, huge budget movie.
yeah, which is that why you're laughing, Travis?
Sort of, but yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I forgot, like a movie,
Yeah,
like a story that I can watch.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was great, and like you said, like, yeah, he looked like a 15-year-old boy. It felt like a real genuine Peter Parker, and like I love the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire looks like a 30-year-old going to high school, and it's like this doesn't quite. But then also to that thought, did it ever feel like at certain times he kind of looked like Tobey Maguire, or am I just crazy? Like there was like quick glimpses, like, where I was like, he kind of looks like him, sort of. Like there was like a part where like
I don't know.
there was like a heat wave coming off of him, kind of, and he's like standing there like in the fire or whatever. And I was like, kind of looks like Tobey Maguire a little bit, but
Yeah.
it was probably just me.
When he
being
wears
dumb.
the suit, he looks a lot like him.
Yeah. Man,
It's all the blue and red and spider web.
uncanny. Yeah, I've no. It's
Swear
like
it's the same guy behind there.
Hey, the
Yeah,
Uncanny Spider-Man. That's a comic.
Yeah.
There was like, there's similar, I don't know, motifs in a way. Like
Mhm.
the end. Well,
Yeah.
I guess spoilers just in case. The end where it's like all that fire and his little flying machine is kind of broken. It
Yeah.
felt very reminiscent in a way with like the end of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
It was like all
Yeah.
the fire and
The Green Goblins.
his mask is off and,
yeah.
and the
Oh,
and the
right.
bad guy's flying machine is broken.
Yeah. Did you guys know? I guess going into it, I didn't know that Michael Keaton was the villain. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
I did.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't realize. So that was a fun
I
surprise.
saw it at some point.
Also,
Good villain.
he was a very good villain, but at the very top of the movie, he had some sort of weird, thick accent when he was telling the guy how to chip off the thing that they were breaking down, like almost as if he was like a Boston type accent. And then the rest of the movie, you never heard it. I was like,
I must have forgot that, missed that.
I don't know if like I was just hearing that, but I swear he was like he was like a Boston construction worker for like a minute or not even.
It
And
was
then
probably the first scene they shot.
yeah,
and
and
he,
then
like settled into
the rest
role.
of the movie it was just Michael Keaton, you know. It's
That's
like,
funny.
Yeah.
Wonder if he was
But,
like acting in another movie at the time, like that
Mhm.
maybe that movie with Mark Wahlberg, like Patriot Day, was it called, or that Boston movie? It's like maybe he was an
yeah.
extra. I don't know.
Mhm.
Well,
Well, it was like in the middle of like a New York. It was in the wake of the destruction of I guess the Avengers movie where like the alien ships crashed into all
That's
the buildings.
right. They
and
all
stuff.
tie in. Yeah.
Yeah, so
and that's
there's a lot of that going on,
that
which is interesting.
is
like-
something that's a little frustrating, being somebody who doesn't watch all these Marvel movies and doesn't care to watch the Avengers and stuff like that. I'm sure like if anybody's listening is a big fan of this, is probably going to drag me through the mud, but I don't know. It's too much. It's too much connecting. Too much of that, and because it becomes a problem if you're just wanting like
if you
Spider-Man,
haven't seen the movie,
if you haven't seen it and you're wanting to just go watch Spider-Man: Homecoming, you're like
you're
what
confused
the
with
fuck is
about
happening?
maybe 15% of the movie. You're like, what?
Yeah,
Is there, there's definitely something I should have seen.
right.
Yeah.
And I have, because like you and I, we haven't seen
So is it
Civil War,
Yeah,
which is the first time
Yeah.
he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Which
I don't think we missed a lot, but you still feel like
You feel
there's
like you're a
something
little
I
left out
shouldn't
of the
have.
movie.
I haven't. I should be knowing.
I saw that, and all I remember is just like Iron Man and Spider-Man. Like Iron Man went to Spider-Man, and it's like seems like that was the relationship, or
Yeah.
those two
And
characters.
so that continues
Yeah.
on into this movie. So you
Yeah.
feel like you missed the first scene of the movie or something in a way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But having said that, it's nice. We didn't have a big origin story, which that's a big gripe of
Relief.
of these like reboot, superhero movies. It was just we were in it. He was Spider-Man, and that's that was that basically.
I liked
was
it.
cool.
Like there was a line where he was like, his friend found out he was Spider-Man. This is spoilers alert still. And he was like, don't tell Aunt May. You can't tell Aunt May. He's like, with everything that's been going on with her and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all that they sort of referenced, his origins and maybe like the death of Uncle Ben and all that. So, it was interesting because
Who played
everybody
Aunt
knows.
May?
oh,
Oh,
I
my
remember.
gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say.
She was hot.
Nice.
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa
Tomei. But
That's
then-
the hottest iteration of Aunt May that there ever has been.
Oh, brother. And it was so
She
fun.
was smart and charming too.
The whole
Not
time
just
she
that.
was in the movie, I kept saying this joke to myself because her last name is Tomei, Aunt May. And I'm like,
Oh.
stupid joke, but I was like, this is just funny to me for some reason. I just kept saying it over and over every time I saw her.
That's funny.
Aunt Tomei. But yeah, she is aging well.
It's
Yeah.
that.
If anybody is
What is she,
interested
like
in that.
Italian or something? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
She's
funny
my
that-
cousin Vinny, right?
It's
Yeah,
funny that
okay.
you
Oh, my
mentioned that
cousin Vinny.
because they mentioned that in the before you see
Joe
Aunt May,
Pesci.
somebody mentions who works like at a sandwich shop. He's like, they're talking about his Aunt May, and they're like, she's a beautiful Italian woman, and they're speaking a
Oh,
different
yeah.
language or something.
In the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they mentioned that she's Italian, so it's
At
funny
the
that you said
convenience
that.
store or something.
Yeah, I just thought she was. I didn't.
No, I
Oh.
think she is. Whoa.
She's in that
Look at
movie
this.
and very Italian, New York heavy. So
I just looked at the IMDb page for Spider-Man: Homecoming. It looks completely different from regular. Did IMDb get a facelift? And I just haven't been on here in a while. But it's
Maybe.
like its own page as if you're on the website. It's kind of crazy.
Interesting. All right, let's talk about overall. I think we had a great time, great movie,
Mhm.
fun movie. Let's talk about the downfalls that I saw. Spoiler alert, still. Okay, we have Spider-Man in the backseat. One thing is, well, I'll start over. Okay, so they incorporated Tony Stark and all that. Like, Tony Stark made the suit. Da da da. Do you care about spoilers?
No.
Since you- Okay, so then there's like
I mean,
this.
what are you gonna spoil?
Yeah,
I know them.
just kind of silly stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a part in the film where he's going along, his suit is working out good, and he realizes that it's under like a practice mode.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it's
Like,
like
there's
it's a Stark
features that-
Industries Spidey suit.
Oh.
So it's under like babysitter mode or something. So there's features that can be unlocked. So he unlocked.
Training Wheels mode. I think.
Training
Training
Wheels
Wheels
mode.
Protocol is what it was called.
So he unlocks those features, and then it's like, it's basically the Iron Man suit. There's like a computer, a lady's voice, all this like readouts and stuff, and I see why they made Tony Stark make the suit to incorporate it into the universe. But the fact that he made the suit, the fact that he starts talking to this robot, and he's like, find the. He's telling it to do all these things that Peter Parker, like
Yeah.
in the comic or the cartoon, would have figured out himself.
Like
Because Peter's
find
supposed
the
to be
like
smart,
structural
Find the-
strong points,
so that he
and-
can save, the building
Yeah.
or whatever.
Mhm.
And so I thought, it's a shame because it cuts into the character, and it kind of weakened the character in my opinion, because he's supposed. That's part of what's cool about him. He's smart. He's jumping around. He's doing a math problem in his head to try and figure out the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was like a smart kid.
Yeah. So having him make that suit,
Mhm.
in a lot of ways, just for the fact that he didn't make the suit, and then, he's not being smart in the moment as much. He's just like relying on the suit.
What character is the bad guy?
Vulture.
Vulture.
He
I have
kind of
no
looks a
idea who
lot
that is.
like what's the pyromaniac, the DC villain in Batman? I don't know. He looks a lot like that guy. He's like basically like very similar. Like he's got like a pack with like jet wings, and he flies around and lights things on fire. His suit looked a lot like that. If anybody's played Arkham Knight, the Batman game, he's in that game. And that's exactly who I thought of. I'll see if I can look him up.
I liked in the Vulture costume. In the comic, he has like, big, like a big neck thing, like a vulture with like a bald head, and a big feathers or whatever. And so the way they sort of incorporated that was he wore like an old flight jacket that has like that, like the fluff,
This is Michael Keaton.
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So
That's funny.
it got that silhouette,
yeah,
but in like an updated way, which I thought that was pretty cool.
he's a Birdman.
See, look.
It's weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at,
Oh yeah, it looks a lot like
it's
that
weird.
guy.
Yeah, Firefly in Batman. He looks a lot like that. I don't know if I can flip.
I
this
never
around
even
and show
heard
you,
of that
Travis.
character.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just Google Firefly on your phone and
Or you'll insert a shot right there if you're
Oh, yeah.
watching on
Yeah.
YouTube.
yeah.
I'll just watch
Should
it
be
later.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. in
Yeah,
video.
watch it back.
Yeah.
Okay, I got real quick. And y'all comment on this after I say them if you want. I had two more things that I thought were flaws for the movie or the character. The other one was that he didn't have any spider sense.
Mm-hmm.
He never used any spider sense, which I don't really know why. And there's a whole part in the movie where he gets the suit taken away from him, from Tony Stark, and they're like, "You can't just rely on the suit." I was like, "Okay, yeah, they're gonna."
It was like his Luke Skywalker moment,
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
use the Force.
So I thought that's a perfect opportunity, like to bring in his.
Yeah.
Never even mentioned it. That's
Yeah.
a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other one was that he didn't work for a newspaper or take photographs in any way. Like he filmed that one YouTube video, but that was it.
Wow.
They could have like had him put his phone up and take photos or stuff.
Well, yeah, and the other thing,
Post
what's
him
weird
to a
is,
blog or something,
well,
some kind of modern version.
yeah, and there's a whole news department at the school.
And they never.
Like that.
Maybe they're gonna do
the
that.
Fake,
and
they
then
did like a whole news report on a flat screen TV in the like high school hallways and everything, and then he could have worked for that even.
So
maybe they'll
there's
do
like,
that in the second movie.
so there's like that character, what, Jonah Jameson. He's not in it at all.
No.
Well, I
Sam,
guess-
that's a
I guess you could argue that maybe vlogging was his new thing because they remember they kept saying like, "Hey, you're Spider-Man from YouTube," because he was like,
right, but it was never him. He was never doing it. Like there was that one thing off the top where he filmed like his encounter
Yeah.
with Tony Stark, but they said you can't post this anywhere.
right.
Hmm.
But wasn't there a part where he was like swinging around, taking video too, or no? Like right at the beginning when the guy stole the bike. Did he have the phone or maybe not? Maybe. I'm
Maybe,
getting
but
confused,
if
But
it
yeah.
was, it was like once, and I
yeah,
didn't.
it's a stretch, obviously, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they could have hit that. If that was the case, I forgot it, and they could have hit it home more.
Yeah. Well, and to add on to that, let's talk about the cast a little bit, like
Okay.
the side characters and stuff, like Flash. I mean, like it's interesting. It's an interesting cast. It's a very diverse cast. They went like very PC with it, like, and it's kind of cool. You know, it's a fresh look at the Spider-Man characters. But yeah, the weird thing was like Flash, who's supposed to be Venom.
He's the tiny Indian kid from Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Zero.
Is Flash?
It's Flash Thompson.
Huh.
Is that his name, or is that the name we made up?
Flash
Thompson.
Flash Thompson.
That sounds like a person.
Yeah.
That's how Flash lost state.
Yeah.
It just says Flash in the credits here.
Flash Thompson.
I thought the guy did a good job, but it's just like very counterintuitive
Yeah.
for like the
Yeah.
big jock who's like supposed to beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Did other characters make an appearance? Like all those Avengers characters pop in at all?
No,
The
they
only
sort
other
of
one
hinted at
was,
him a little bit, but
Captain America.
oh yeah, Captain America's in it in a very kind of funny
great
It's
way.
it's yeah,
Hilarious.
it's very funny.
Maybe we'll leave that one for a surprise. It's great.
It's yeah, and then also wait out for the credits because there's like two scenes. There's like one at the end of like the animated credits, and then there's another one at the very end. So stick around.
But speaking of casting and characters, there was like, again, spoiler. There was this other girl. Well, he had a main love
Oh,
interest,
yeah.
which her name was like
Mhm.
Lisa or something.
Her name was
In the film?
Liz.
Michelle, or is that the
No,
other girl?
That's the other girl.
Uh,
His main love interest.
oh
Who was
yeah,
the
Liz.
daughter?
Her name was Liz.
Oh yeah.
Was there Mary
Liz.
Jane?
Well, that's what I was about to bring up. There was this girl named Michelle who was,
Yeah.
if anyone knows from Disney's Zendaya.
She's
her name's
Zendaya. Yeah, I was like, that's
Right.
interesting.
She has this little weird thing. Anyway, her name was Michelle throughout the whole movie, and she didn't do much or say much. She was kind of like sarcastic comments that would pop in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very last scene of the movie, almost, she's like, "Call me MJ,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "What? Her name's
That's
Mary
amazing.
Jane. Is she Mary Jane or is she Michelle something? Is she
Mhm.
MJ? Is she
Maybe her real name is Mary Jane, and she just likes to be called Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
But then she said, "My friends call me MJ."
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot like the end of that Batman with Robin.
Oh
like-
yeah,
Oh, yeah, like
Dick
call me-
Grayson.
Yeah.
But oh, I guess your name was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it says your birth name is Dick Grayson, right? It's like, yeah, people call me Robin.
It's like,
And
what?
movie.
Whoa! Mind blown. Look out.
This movie just got great.
But
That's like Parasite at the end being about Freddy and Gwen.
Yeah.
Parasite, if you don't know, is a little indie film we made, a little short film we made back. When the hell was that? 2007,
Or 6 or something.
Yeah, 7, 6.
something like that. Anyway,
So Last
Official
thing-
entry into the
last-
Florida Film Festival.
Oh, yeah, official entry.
Yeah,
An official
official rejection.
rejection.
Yeah.
Oh.
Last thing about casting and characters is all the teachers were great.
Oh yeah.
All the teachers in the school, like his teachers,
Yeah.
were like very, you wouldn't think, and
Yeah.
like hilarious.
Cool.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess spoiler. Guilfoyle is in it. He's one of the teachers.
He's one of the teachers.
Great job. Like almost complete opposite of like what his character is on Silicon Valley.
Oh, cool.
And then
Yeah, who's the other guy?
Hannibal Buress
Hannibal.
is the gym teacher, and he's
So
like
funny.
so funny in it. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
They don't have huge parts, but
yeah,
Guilfoyle's pretty big.
yeah.
Huh. I never really thought that guy might go somewhere, but it's cool to see that he is.
It's funny because
I
it's like
agree.
now seeing that, I had a hunch, and like watching interviews with him, I was like, his character's great, but it's like I know he's probably an actor who has like some range in a way, where he's just sort of like playing this very like walled in character, you know, and it's just nice to see him in other roles doing different things.
Well, I almost feel like they made Guilfoyle the way he was, or cast him. Almost feel like his previous role. Did anybody watch Freaks and Geeks?
I did not.
No,
Really?
I know.
I've heard it's like the best
know.
thing. to
Put on the
watch.
brakes. It's like
Yeah.
the best, one of the best shows ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like Guilfoyle is a direct response to his character on that show, which was like let's do something different. Like Guilfoyle is a complete 180 from his character in that other show.
Have we mentioned that this character Guilfoyle is from Silicon Valley, the TV show on HBO?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
But that's a pretty good
That's
transition.
a good transition. Should we transition? Is there any other thoughts on
I
the
think
movie?
we should transition.
Okay.
we can mention the director
Oh.
if anyone wants to.
Okay, well, let's just remember the transition. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. So, Travis, you want to talk about the director a little bit?
Well, when they were seeing the movie, I was in here I Googled it and looked it up on Wikipedia, and apparently the director has credit as being a director of this movie called Our RoboCop Remake. If you want, you can
Yeah.
Google it right now, but there's a really cool scene.
It's called. I think it's scene 27,
Yeah,
which is like,
it's the best rape scene you'll ever see in a movie.
it's like,
Maybe the funniest thing too.
yeah. Don't watch it at work.
But it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see.
You're probably you'll either love us for this or hate us if you haven't already seen it. But it's to date, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
I might agree with that.
Never
we should
laughed.
leave it as a surprise for them,
harder.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's basically a recreation of RoboCop.
Yeah, the movie's essentially like it's sort of like a weird crowdsourced remake, shot for shot, but it's like all different mediums, like animation and all. Basically, from start to finish, it's the entire RoboCop movie made by a bunch of people using different mediums.
Look it up it's on Vimeo. There's a scene from it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the full movie, but I've just seen this one scene over and over and over and over again. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Or
but
it's
it's amazing.
great.
Is that the only thing he's directed?
No, he did Cop Car. If anyone saw that,
Cop Car? What's that?
I think it was recent.
Cop Car.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did another one, but nothing major. This is obviously his.
Anyway, that's like amazing. Like that's so cool to see. Like something like that, somebody from the internet go on and make. I guess that's happened a lot in a.
It's like the new
in a
wave
weird
of
way.
filmmakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just like pluck somebody out of obscurity. Like you made a weird B movie, horror movie. Like
Yeah.
here, have Star Wars. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the way life is.
Yep.
So
So there you
hopefully
go.
that'll happen to us.
Yeah, we just got to make that one weird thing that everybody likes. And
Just gotta make something first.
yeah.
Maybe it'll be this podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the character. What's the actor's actual name? He plays a teacher in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Who?
Guilfoyle.
Oh, what is his real name?
Yeah.
What's everyone think?
I feel like
Just
he's like
guess his first name.
I want to
Sam
say he's like an Adam. That's gonna be my
Snyder.
guess.
Adam's a good one. I'm gonna go Brandon. No,
Okay.
I feel like that could be right.
we must have seen. I've seen it. Is what's stupid. I've seen his name.
I know I have
Like
two.
50
And now that I
times.
see it, I wish
nobody
I,
ever watches the credits.
Yeah. Do you want to know? Or do you want me to give you a hint? Or do you want me to just tell you?
Just say it.
Martin Starr.
Oh, he looks like a Martin.
A
actor.
Star is
Yeah.
Born.
Yeah. Martin Starr plays Guilfoyle on Silicon Valley. And apparently he's in Freaks and Geeks, which Travis and I have never seen.
You gotta watch it, and we'll
And
review
everybody-
that later.
Everybody always talks about Freaks and Geeks, and I don't know.
That's
It's
a
one of
Judd
those things.
Apatow thing, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
before he was like all.
It was like his
before
first.
you wouldn't have never known who he was when that came out.
Yeah, it's like why he got popular. It was Freaks
Yes.
and Greeks. Yeah.
Did Judd Apatow do Superbad?
And 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I don't think he had a hand in it. I have to say,
I
like
think
a
he
because of
was
the
like a
actors.
very outside producer. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he
okay.
was like some kind of producer.
That was that Superbad was Seth Rogen, right?
Yeah, he like wrote
Yeah.
that movie in high school.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like him and his friends.
That's a good one.
I love that movie. That's
Mm-hmm.
great. But anyway, okay.
Anyway,
We're gonna get to this.
if we're ever finished
transition.
butchering like a perfect transition that we had at one point,
Yeah.
that actor Martin Starr.
We'll just cut out all that junk
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then cut right to this, and it'll be perfect.
Let's go through Martin Starr's filmography. Okay, he
One.
did Freaks and Geeks. Then he did. We'll jump. He was in the Spider-Man movie, we were just talking about. But then he was in Silicon Valley. And who else is in Silicon Valley?
T.J. Miller.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
T.J.
You
Miller.
know what that
Yeah, you know what
means?
that means? It's Miller time. We got to get some kind of thing for this, you know? Eventually, there's going to be like a title card.
Cue the thing.
Yeah.
It
Cue
should
the
like
thing.
we should have like a fold down of his big face,
Yeah.
like a big
Oh, that's a good idea, Travis. Like, yeah, something practical.
an
we can-
analog.
Okay,
Transit.
don't open it.
Damn it!
No. Now you got to chug that one.
I couldn't
All right.
help it.
I guess that's the theme.
Yeah.
All right, let's-
Travis always opens early.
So I was like, you know what that means? And you'll say the thing, and then we'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
So you know what that means?
It's Miller time. Ooh, nice open, guys.
Good.
All right.
Is that considered a cold open?
Hey.
If you know
yeah.
that
Oh, we got to
term.
get that soundboard going in this podcast. Oh.
Okay, so I was told that Travis has a perfect Miller time today. So
Yeah.
we're
This is
talk about a cold open. We don't
We're
know
on
what's
the
going on.
edge of our seats. Wait.
Well, it's nothing too exciting, but the other day I was looking up on the internet, of all places, what are the most subscribed to like channels, like on YouTube, you know, like people that get subscribers.
Very
Mhm.
interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting because the first dude is like this YouTube dude, PewDiePie, and he has like more.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
PewDiePie, yeah.
He has like more than double.
He got in,
than the
like
next
some
guy.
hot
It's
water, I
insane.
think.
What's
or
weird
something
is
like
I
that.
never knew who he was until the
that.
hot water.
Yeah, me
incident.
neither. Yeah.
What's
Well,
this
it's like
hot water?
hot water is almost the best thing that happened to anybody.
Hot water burn baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get in some hot water.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I know, right? Let's start
Jacuzzi.
shaking it
Some
up,
soup.
stirring,
Yeah.
stirring the pot.
But there's one of the most subscribed ones was a podcast I saw, and it was like Cashing In with TJ Miller. And I'm like, what is this? And it was a podcast that TJ Miller does every week with a guy named Someone Cash. And I was like, oh, interesting. And here
Oh,
we are
interesting.
with our little podcast, and he's doing it. So,
Well, now that we've done 2 Miller times in our 100% of our podcasts, we've talked about
Yeah.
TJ Miller.
Two for
so
two on that.
mhm.
Nice job. Cheers.
Cheers.
Has anyone watched his stand-up?
I did.
Was it good?
I've seen his stand up, and I don't know if he has something new
Did you
you're
watch the
referencing, but
the
I-
HBO
but
special? I think that's what he said.
Is it an old one?
it's brand
it's
new.
new.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I watched it. We can save it for another time to fully critique it, but there were funny moments, but I don't know, something about it felt off and weird.
Well, that must be
Personally.
the one that HBO was referencing in those articles. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess we'll let you off the show if you can get us that
It-
special sooner.
It's a little
Because
like
they probably
Oh,
wanted
I
that
did
special
start
in
it,
time
yeah.
for all this.
it's bizarre. It's a
All this
Very-
hot water.
I didn't like the way it started. I
Me
was like,
neither.
don't do that. Stop it.
I
Stop
know,
it.
I know. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
I agree. It made me feel uncomfortable, and I
Well,
was like,
what was
this
it?
is
I
weird.
mean, spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Seemed like he was on some drugs.
he
And
came out. He was like in a suit, but he was like soaking wet.
he was pouring water on himself. He's like,
But like
"Ugh."
it was already all over him before he even poured more on himself. Like,
How
Yeah.
new is this? Because I feel like I've seen that
Maybe
or
like
seen
a
a
month,
clip of
2
it. I mean,
months.
well, yeah, they've been promoting it with Silicon Valley. Like if you've been watching it, like it. Did you ever finish Silicon Valley?
no. Have you?
Yeah.
have
Did
you?
you finish it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I like.
Should I leave the room again? Y'all can talk.
I feel like I even mentioned this around you about how.
Well, we'll
like,
do
they-
that for next Miller time.
Okay,
Yeah, next
yeah.
Miller
When I-
time.
when
Yeah,
I-
catch up and
Yeah, I'll finish
and
it.
We'll do it. But anyway,
Oh,
it was that stand up, and yeah, it was weird. It's weird. You should
I
watch it.
stopped
It's like-
watching it, to be honest.
I finished
but
it,
that's
but it was
no
like
fault of his comedy. I just my attention span's
it's
shit now.
it definitely, like you said, the articles and stuff that kind of came out. It was like I think he, in a way, and I could be wrong, but in a way, maybe he was just telling the HBO execs to fuck off and to them in a way with this thing. It was still funny, and it still probably got the ratings and the views that they wanted, but in a way, I think it was
Oh, you think he maybe like potentially just kind of rushed it out to be like,
maybe.
here you go.
Well, I don't know. It was weird. I thought it, and
He's a weird guy, but
he's a weird guy, and I've seen his stand up before. I remember seeing like his early stand up, and man, some of that, he was just really funny, and like I thought something about this one seemed weird, like you said, like maybe some drugs.
There was something was weird about it. Some weird energy going on. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a potentially interesting transition having to do with T.J. Miller. First part of that transition is, have you guys seen that movie, Our Idiot Brother?
Mm-mm.
No, I've heard of it. but-
Wait, no.
It's starring T.J. Miller is a supporting role. It's got like 3 sisters. It's got like Zoe Deschanel as one of the sisters,
Yeah.
a couple other people, and then Paul Rudd is the lead. He's got like crazy hair.
Is that the one where he gets busted for pot by the cop?
Is one of the
probably. He's
characters like a big
spot smoker.
layabout and does nothing?
That's where the main character is sort of like that, and he's their idiot brother. One of the girls is from Parks and Rec. That who's that girl? She's got the bangs.
Oh, Rashida Jones.
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
I feel like I have seen this movie.
Anyway, it's a pretty funny movie. You know, Kelly suggested that we watch it, but you know, T.J. Miller is a supporting character, and he's like he literally steals the show. And I think they ad-libbed scenes just so he could be in it more. Like he was so funny. And I mean, there's a hilarious ending but I won't give it away in case you want to see it. It's really funny. But then that just made me think of this thing we've talked about before. Is like, don't you think some comedians work well and almost don't work as the main character, but they work as like that zany friend or like
like
the supporting character. And the other one that comes to mind is like Jack Black.
Oh, yeah.
In that movie Orange County, and in a lot of movies, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's you could almost win an Academy Award for being a hilarious sidekick, but then you go to like star in a film, and you're like, I don't know, like it just doesn't seem to work the same. What do y'all
Yeah.
think? I don't know if there's
yeah.
anything to say about that.
I mean, look at like Rob Schneider. He was always the sidekick in those Adam Sandler movies, and he gets his own movies, and they're some of the worst ones ever.
Deuce Bigelow was pretty funny though.
It was, but I think that was just like the story. But it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. It was
Oh,
a
it's-
terrible movie.
It probably
that's
is like
a great example.
if I went back and watched it now, I probably would be like maybe
But
change my.
there's got to be so many. I feel like I've seen like
Even
Well, it's like anytime you try to give somebody, even just at a like on a basic level, like it fundamentally, if you ever try to give a supporting character its own spin-off show or movie, it typically just doesn't work.
yeah.
Yeah, like
But-
TV shows do that all the time. They'll give
Yeah.
like, oh, this character gets his
Joey.
own show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Joey's on it now. It's weird though because he has his own. He's on his new show now.
Which I
What's-
think that
what's his
show might
show?
be getting shit canned.
I thought it was like doing well.
What's his show?
He's like
Joey's got a show?
yeah. Well, he had Joey after Friends. That got shit canned.
Well,
and now
that
he's
got
like a
canceled
family
after-
man. He's
I
like a
had
family
no
man
idea
on a
about that.
TV show.
But he's like he cannot not be Joey.
yeah,
You know,
he's
like-
still
right.
Joey.
It's so
Right.
funny. I think all those characters, for the most part, like maybe Courtney Cox, because like I felt like she was a different person in a way in Scream.
Yeah, I knew her from
But-
Scream first, so that's
Yeah.
why she's different
Yeah.
to me.
Really? You knew her from Scream first?
I didn't watch
my
Friends until
gosh,
after
that's
Scream.
Wow.
amazing. That's
That's cool.
crazy. Like living in a bunker or something.
So do you see her in Friends? Did you see her as the reporter?
Yep,
That's interesting.
I still do. I
Yeah.
see her as whatever her name was.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Monica.
Yeah,
Come
It's
on,
always
people.
Monica.
Yeah, but yeah, I think there's something, just to finish off that other point, I think there's something kind of inherent sometimes about somebody being, about comedy. You know, you can like come from left field in a certain type of way if you're the supporting character. And the main character, in a lot of ways, like especially for that, like that movie Orange County is a good example. It's like the main guy is sort of like, he's the one you identify with. He's just like the straight character. You have all this craziness happening around him, you know? And in a lot of ways, I think if you make that zany person the lead, it just, there's something kind of inherent about it that doesn't work as well sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's I've seen that happen a lot. I can't think of all the examples now, but definitely Some people are just you are a side character. You never should be a lead,
And it works
and
better
that's
for
fine.
comedy,
Mhm.
you know?
It's like some of the best actors are supporting actors. You know, like might never you'll never be a lead, but like you'll be the best supporting actor. Like there's this dude that recently died. I think he was in The Godfather. He was Fredo. He was
Right.
always a supporting actor, and he won like 4 Academy Awards for like
he
every
was like
movie.
in Dog
Wait.
Day Afternoon and all that.
Yeah, and he was like a supporting actor his whole life, but it's like he won all these awards. And
Was
I
it
think
Abe
every-
Vigoda? No.
I don't know who it
No.
was.
Who's Abe Vigoda? Why did I?
He's
why
an
did I
old
know
dude.
that?
He's like the
He's
old
like an
dude who would show up on Conan a lot.
I feel like he would always be in things though, like that.
Yeah.
And I
He's
forgot
in
his
that
name, but it's
style,
like
yeah.
that guy is like the epitome of supporting characters.
There's this other guy that reminds me of that. He's in like every movie, and I don't know his name, but he's like, he's the dad or like the something. He's got like a bald head. He's in everything. He was like the dad at the dinner table in I Heart Huckabees. He
I've
was-
seen that one.
Anyway,
Oh no, it wasn't. It's not Alan Arkin. No.
he was the dad of Jennifer Aniston in like that weird Graduate spin-off movie. Everybody see that?
yeah.
I vaguely remember that movie.
with Kevin Costner.
Yeah,
and
with
they all
Kevin
slept
Costner.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Not the good
look
girl.
up his IMDb.
I saw that movie in the theaters.
Just so I can remember his name. But anyway, we can move on. I just want to remember that guy's name because he's like in every single film.
What movie should I look up to,
Uh,
or like whose IMDb should I look up to go down that rabbit hole?
I don't know.
Because you could do I Heart Huckabee. You said I Heart Huckabees.
Yeah, what's that other one? The Graduate spin-off.
That's look up Jennifer Aniston and Kevin Costner in the same movie. Because I've seen this movie.
movie. And it's frustrating because he's literally like in every film.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. Well, let's just talk about that for a second while Trevor's looking up the facts. This movie is insane. This movie is like somebody who was dying to make a Graduate remake, couldn't get the rights, and so made up this entire elaborate story about how this family's the real family and The Graduate is like the movie that was based on their life.
Oh, this guy is it
freaking
Richard Jenkins? This guy?
Is that his name? Yes,
Yeah,
Richard
yeah.
Jenkins. Like
He's-
he's in every movie
Have
ever.
you ever seen Say It Isn't So?
I wanna
Yeah.
That he's in that. He plays the crippled husband or whatever, and she's
He's in everything.
He's in everything. I
Yeah.
feel like he might even be in Orange County for all I know.
What's that? I've seen him in Elite as something. Oh man, that guy's in everything.
He's in.
He's in everything.
Yeah, he's in.
Read off some of the stuff he's been in.
Okay.
No,
Let's see
I saw
here.
him like yesterday.
Yeah, he's in every movie.
Well, most recently, there's a few, but most recently that I recognize is Spotlight. Let's see. Scroll down. He's in Jack Reacher, Killing Them Softly, Cabin in the Woods, The Rum Diary, and
What about TVs?
Hall Pass,
Oh, wasn't he in like Burn After Reading, I think?
Eat, Pray, Love. Yep, Burn After Reading. What else? The Visitor, The Kingdom, Rumor Has It, Fun with Dick and Jane,
Does he have a TV thing? Like a
6 Feet Under.
Oh
was on
yeah,
that
he was
show.
the dad, I think, in 6 Feet Under.
Stealing Harvard. Yeah, Stealing Harvard.
Yeah,
That's a great movie.
I mean, it's starting in like,
think.
oh my gosh,
I'm thinking the right one.
starting like 1974 till now, he's been in, what's his full 100? He has 110 credits. That's insane.
It's crazy.
So
And they're like
74 to now.
speaking supporting roles.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
all good. So
He's
he's
a-
making bank.
He's like
Damn.
what
Oh,
people
yeah.
call like a character actor, you know,
Yeah.
like he just
Step Brothers.
kind of a.
He was the dad in Step Brothers, I think. Right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
He's a
Another
dad.
kind of interesting point is, I was about to say like he's a character actor, like he could play anything, but not really. No, he's like a typecast character actor. Like he's that guy. He's him. What's his name?
Richard Jenkins.
He's Richard Jenkins. You know, you're like. Every movie he's been in almost is like, we need kind of like a Richard Jenkins type. Like, let's put Richard Jenkins in it.
Yeah, we need like a dad.
he's almost
humble
Richard
dad.
Jenkins.
He's like, he's like, oh, we really need like a George Clooney type for the lead, and we need like a Richard Jenkins supporting. Like, he is himself
Yeah.
as a supporting actor.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
He carved out a niche that only he can fill.
Yeah.
You know, he was like,
Yeah.
"Don't you want this Hollywood? I'm the only one."
Yeah. Don't accept any substitutes. You want the real Richard Jenkins.
It's so funny. Well, that was a fun little segue there on Richard Jenkins. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, I guess is there anything else we want to talk about? I think we're pretty good here.
Yeah, that was fun.
The maybe something we could talk about is we do have another segment that we want to start instituting, which is Daring Aronofsky.
Oh, right.
Was this guy in anything we can relate
good
here?
One, good one. Let me. I don't know what's the quickest way to figure that out? Let's see.
There's got to be a website that does this, but
Jenkins.
Could you just type in both of their names in IMDb? So anyway, Daring Aronofsky is a thing we made up. We bought the domain name and we got the Twitter and everything, but we haven't really rolled it out yet. So
Yeah. But maybe
Um,
this is too soon. We would chop this out. But I thought it would be fun to bring it up kind of early on in the game.
basically, Darren Aronofsky is a filmmaker, arguably a great filmmaker, but he's kind of a hit or miss sometimes. And his name basically just rhymes with daring instead of Darren. And so I just thought that would be funny if we kind of tweeted out dares for him
Yeah.
to do.
So we kind of maybe something we could do is whenever we get it up there and somebody can comment on our video, if you think of any kind of funny things for us to dare Darren Aronofsky to do, we'll pick one and talk about it. But basically the game is, you pick something, and you dare him to do something.
So for our first dare, I'm going to dare Aronofsky to make a good film again. Please.
he's got one coming out. It sounds cool.
It
I know. What
sounds
is it
cool. I'm
again?
actually excited.
I don't want to know any more than I already do.
What's the name of it?
Let me look it up.
I know the name.
We know a little bit about. Oh, you know what's the name?
I forgot the name, but I knew the name and I knew the genre,
I
and
feel
that's
like
all I
did
want to know.
too.
That's
Let's
all I want to know
see.
too. I don't even want to know the genre. I know it's like a smaller film, which is probably a good idea.
I dare him to cast Richard Jenkins.
I dare
And
him
is-
to cast Richard.
Is it
Jenkins.
Mother?
I support
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Mother is the
in
title.
an unusual role.
Yeah, I don't want to. All I know is the title.
Refilm Mother with Richard Jenkins as the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to go through and see. Maybe we can get Elizabeth to make us a Richard Jenkins spreadsheet. Just tell us all the.
In case we ever need to reference it.
Yeah. If we ever need to reference, and then we need to cross-reference Darren Aronofsky movies with Richard Jenkins. And see
Yeah.
who's got
This
what.
See
that
where
would
they
actually be
line
cool.
up.
Like a big chart, like
Well,
yeah,
this
like a
is-
literal.
Yeah, I think
like
you're onto
7
something.
degrees of Kevin Bacon, but we're doing Richard Jenkins.
I think you're onto something, Travis.
I
with this
bet
pull-down
you-
idea.
I bet you could meet anybody in the world. 7 Degrees of Richard Jenkins,
Jenkins.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You could get to anybody in like 2 moves.
Mm-hmm.
If you know Richard Jenkins,
This guy's got 110
got like 2
movie
moves
credits.
to Queen
Uh-huh.
Elizabeth.
Let's see what Kevin Bacon's.
Oh God, I can't even probably compare.
Kevin.
He was in a movie directed by the Spider-Man guy.
Kevin Bacon was?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, was that
Oh.
the Cop Car movie?
Yeah, that was
I
Cop
saw
Car.
it on the Red Box, but I never got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For some
I
reason, I
s-
thought you had watched it. 'Cause I remember you mentioned Cop Car one time to me.
He's 25 movies short of Richard Jenkins.
Ooh.
25.
I don't think he's gonna
That's
make
a
it.
lot, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think
Especially
he's
the-
gonna get there. He can't surpass him.
So how old is he?
Richard Jenkins was born in 1947, so that makes him.
And how old is?
Bacon?
Yeah.
Bacon was born in.
And Bacon's too hard to get in a movie
58.
now.
Actually, kind of like surprisingly closer than I thought to each other.
11
You know,
years.
bacon, it ups the calories.
Yeah.
It does.
It's
yeah.
too much.
Mhm.
But
Nice one. Well, speaking of calories, how many calories are in this thing?
Speaking of too much.
cheers.
Oh yeah, you were on the phone. We were talking about. I think we were talking more about calories, but we kind of covered the gist of the calorie thing when you were here.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, daring hash. We'll do hashtag and have the Twitter and the. I think we got the Twitter and the website and the.
Yeah,
We just got to roll it out.
We did it like a
We
year
just don't have
ago.
the
It might
action
be-
plan.
Yeah.
We don't have a
yeah.
It might be
rollout
like
strategy.
forfeited by this point.
I
so
think it's gone.
nobody steal it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just.
What else? What else is going on?
Don't
with the
beat
company?
us to
Anything?
market.
Mhm.
Or is that all the interesting topics?
It's
the summer. Have fun out there.
What do we got going on? Oh, we're finishing up our short film that we're working on, which is sort of a bittersweet thing we got going on called Lost Dog.
Mhm.
We're working on the audio for that.
It's pretty good, but
Um,
it's hard to get everything that
Yeah.
last like 5 or even 2%.
That might be a fun topic
done,
for
polished.
like later.
We
Or
should
maybe
talk about that later.
maybe bonus content is like how to get something to that point, to that final level.
Mhm.
It's the hardest,
Pushing it up
point.
to the top of the hill or whatever metaphor
I
you wanna
always
use.
reference it to that physics thing or like that question. If you go halfway home every day,
Mhm.
your distance will keep decreasing, but you'll never reach home. You'll never get there. And
Yeah.
like that's the way making a film feels like. It's like, whoa, you're making all these huge strides. Like, oh, filming's done. Oh, editing's pretty much done. And you're trying to do like sound and color, and you like realize there's like weird edits and weird sounds, and it's like it'll never get there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's hard.
it's hard. Filmmaking's hard.
It ain't easy.
Nope. It's funny. It's not easy, and everybody does it. I feel like you know.
Yeah.
That's funny. to
But
me,
where's all the
like-
work? What's everyone doing?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
like
Is it
not
any
everything is
good?
good. No, but that's just funny.
And then sometimes
Mhm.
you see work and you're like, that is good. What
Yeah.
are they doing that I'm not doing?
Yep.
But it's actually really rare.
It's rare.
It's beyond. It's really
Oh,
rare
yeah.
to see something. Wow, it's kind of
Mhm.
shockingly rare that there's
Well,
something
especially
good.
if you count. I
Yeah.
mean, like there's real Hollywood movies that are made that are just
Yeah.
garbage.
Most are garbage. Most everything you see is bad.
I guess. Yeah. Like technology has obviously made it so that everybody does it. That's
Mhm.
the big thing. Because like back when they were, studios were making it and shooting on film and film cameras, not everybody could buy, and that's when it was like not
Mhm.
everybody does it. But now it's like everybody does it. Everybody's a filmmaker. It's
Yeah,
like-
what do you-
but-
Yeah, what do you call that? Like there's a
Like a barrier to entry that was hard.
that's what I was saying. Like there's a barrier to
Ah.
entry that was hard to get through past, and it's probably a good thing in a lot of
Mhm.
ways, in terms of kind of weeding out what
Mhm.
might be.
Mhm.
You're not just gonna let anybody make a film, or
Yeah.
nobody can really just make a film back
Yeah.
then.
No, anyone can.
Yep.
Speaking of that, though, I don't know how long this has been going on, but don't you find it annoying? Let's just for 1 second talk about. I am so annoyed because I watch a lot of YouTube, and the big trend now is all these like film analysis, but anyway, or interviews with directors, and every freaking. I'm so sick of it. People say, "What's your advice for upcoming filmmakers?" And they say, "Just make film. Just do it.
Just hit
Just
record.
go." And they say, you can literally make a movie with a thing in your pocket. Just go out and do it. It's like, I don't know. I'm so annoyed by that now. And
Yeah.
1,000 people have said it. Just stop saying that.
It
It's
doesn't.
not
no.
that easy.
No, it's not.
No.
And stop. But
People
maybe
make
maybe
stuff
they're
every
saying
day, and
that.
it's garbage.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, go and do it, like, because you can't. Like, I'm not gonna give you real advice. This
Yeah.
is my job. You know.
Yeah,
Use
exactly.
your cell phone.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe it's like sort of that.
Use your cell phone. It's fine.
Looks good. Upload
Yeah.
it. Don't edit.
It's like I get what you're saying, but
I
it's
get the
not
premise,
that easy.
but it's
like,
not that easy, and it's overdone. It's oversaid.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was like film school. I feel like a lot of the times, like, just go out and do it. Like,
Well, yeah, because you hear about like
there's a
all
lot of
these
steps
filmmakers who that's kind of how they got their start. They would just make a bunch of shit, and then finally something stuck. Something was good, you know.
And it's good advice. I mean, it is the way you
But-
got to do it. It's the way we're doing it, but
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
it's just old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. You have to have a story. You have to have a script. You have to have
Yeah.
actors. You have to have locations.
Yeah, and that's another complaint of like the YouTube generation and YouTubers in general is like, I don't know, like I don't know, and it's kind of a knock at like, a big personality like Casey Neistat. Like that guy is a filmmaker. Ooh, controversial. That guy's a filmmaker. He has cinematography in his. No, he doesn't.
He has a drone,
Yeah, and
he sits a camera for a long time and does a time
I mean, yeah,
lapse.
you could argue, yeah, he's some kind of a filmmaker, but he's not a good one.
He doesn't call himself a filmmaker though, so that's good.
I feel like he does sometimes. Maybe he doesn't.
No, I mean, maybe at one point he did, but
I've heard
he
him
definitely says, no, I'm a YouTuber. He
He's
says,
embraced
I make,
it.
He
Yeah.
calls them movies. He goes, I make movies.
Yeah.
I make my little movies. He says he's not a filmmaker.
You can say
Yeah.
you make movies because movies are anything.
Yeah.
Home movies. Yeah.
Moving pictures.
Yeah. And but he has said like he gets he gets like
But at the same time, he does say the word cinematic a lot.
yeah he
Like,
does
I
like
get
cinematic.
my cinematic shot.
That's what I was gonna say.
But he says he's not a filmmaker.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like he says he gets cinematic shots, and it's like And the other thing is like, and that's that. What I was gonna say too is like we've talked about this is like it's this idea of like celebrating mediocrity or something. Like you can basically
yeah.
do nothing and have a career.
That's the world now. The
And
world
it's
has
like-
been pushed down.
Yeah, and that doesn't seem right. That's conflicting for me, And,
This morning, I was actually watching an interview of Casey Neistat from Philip DeFranco. These are all these YouTubers, and he mentioned this guy named David Dobrik or whatever, and he makes all these vlogs, and each one is 4:20, 4 minutes 20 seconds. Like, ooh, it's 4:20.
unique.
But it's actually a lot more enjoyable because it's like a whole day or two edited down into 4 minutes.
That's nice.
And it's like all these funny, and they actually try to be funny, and it's obviously like they're trying to be funny for the camera, him and all his roommates. But I actually like watched a lot of them, like it's kind of funny. But what y'all saying is true. It's like he's a big idiot. Like he's like, I don't know, 20 years old, and he bought a Tesla. It's like he
I've
must
seen this
be
guy.
like making all this money from YouTube.
He's in
bought a
Casey's-
Tesla, but he lives in like a shitty apartment. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know what's going on, but he's funny. I mean,
he's-
the things are funny.
He's in Casey's vlogs from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. And there was a time in one of his vlogs where he went to Dobrik's house and was like, basically,
That's
like,
the end of the vlog.
Yep.
We
vlog's
got no
over.
more time.
Yep. But yeah, he went to that guy's house, and yeah, it was like that was the thing. It was like all of him and his like idiot friends, and like one dude was like to the camera, he had like a fucking A7S, and he's just like getting some great shots today, like showing his camera off to to the camera, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here,
But at the same, all that is true. They're stupid. They're idiots. Idiot kids. They're making
it's
money
just-
for doing nothing. But at the same time, I watched a ton of them like right away because you're like, it's only 4 minutes. It's only 4 minutes. It's only 4 minutes. And then I went back and this morning tried to watch a Casey vlog, and it was like him sleeping on a plane
oh god,
and like waking up
first
and
class.
like he's like, my layover's 1 hour, and I'm like, I wanted to shoot myself in the face. I was like, what am I watching here?
Yeah.
He's just traveling. It's like, how
You're
we
watching someone's life.
we used to make videos of us
Truman
getting
Show.
packages, and opening up our packages. It's like so different. Like,
Yeah.
and we thought that was dumb, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But all his videos are just him in the airport, just traveling. It's so
so
And
I
they
was
get
like-
like millions of views.
so stupid.
and as dumb and idiotic as those kids are being, they're just goofing off. They're buying Teslas off of YouTube. At least it's funny.
Yeah.
At least it's entertaining.
Yeah, and like that's it.
I'm
'cause
just jealous.
Yeah, me too.
I have envy.
that's what this whole thing is about, really.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Unless I do it, then I'll be part of it.
Yeah. Invite
and then
me
you
out.
can fuck me.
Yeah. But remember that other thing, how you used to say I beat the internet, or
like,
I
I'm
got
done with it.
I finished the internet. I got to the end.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sitting, and that attests to my addiction to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting there, and I'm like, there. I watched all the testeds. There are
Yeah.
no more. There are no
I
more.
stopped watching
of
Tested. I
anything.
was like, I'm done.
But I feel like there's nothing else. Like my YouTube algorithm is broken. Like I've watched everything that I, there's nothing left.
Logan, did
I
you
have
watch
nothing
from
else to
Laser
watch.
Lion?
No, I watched from mine.
You log into Laserline because I watch some random stuff and it's all getting weird now.
I know
Maybe that's
sometimes
the new promised land.
That's what's interesting about the Laserline is occasionally I think all of us
Yeah, we
might
do.
accidentally watch
Yeah.
from Laserline,
Yeah.
and then it's like we get these weird influences.
There's probably like a couple
what
of golf
is
club
that?
reviews in there.
Yeah. I was watching like video game stuff last night, and
Yeah.
like,
That's so funny.
that our YouTube is all over the place.
That's great. But that's
Yeah.
great. And I wonder, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, maybe that's the new thing. We're just got to hop on there from time to time and watch some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The whole YouTube thing is conflicting for me as a filmmaker. Because, or like at least an appreciation. I call myself a filmmaker, but maybe at the minimum, I'm just an appreciator of film.
Connoisseur. We're film connoisseurs
We
at
know
this
what-
point.
Yeah.
Film should taste like.
Yeah.
And that stuff,
Salty.
that YouTube generation, that's rancid meat.
Yeah,
Well, it's
but
like a different thing. It's like
To
not
me,
TV.
anyway.
It's not film.
It's an acquired taste.
the generation
Yes.
below us that we don't understand.
Yeah, I guess that's part of getting old. But
Yes.
Which we are not millennials. We looked it
No.
up the other day. Like
yeah,
they're
Ye-
trying to do away with Generation Y and say it never existed, but
Yeah.
we are here.
we're here.
And it existed.
We're pissed
We
off.
were Generation Y.
We're here. We're queer. We don't want any more bears.
Yeah,
So
couldn't have said it better myself.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well,
And with that,
with that, we leave you with that.
we don't
Until
want any
next
more
time.
bears.
I don't mind bears. They're
Yeah.
not bad.
Not sure what we're going to talk about next time. But yeah.
I feel like we kind of we did a bunch of soft hits on things that could be like whole
Yeah.
Yeah,
thoughts.
maybe we'll expand more on
Like,
those. Yeah, that's a
watch
good idea.
this. There's a lot of good.
Yeah, a lot of good things we could talk
The
about.
end
more in
was
depth.
very strong.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Laserline Podcast. I'm Philip Shutt.
I'm Trevor Cruz.
And I'm Travis Ingram.
See you next time.
Adios.
Bye.